Hello everyone, this is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special...
Hey everybody! Never trust a big button to smile. That girl is poison. Y'all know we was rocking to BBD back in the day. Y'all know, right? You know you a Gen Xer when you could remember buying the tape. You understand what I'm saying? And you thought you was something if you had a Walkman. See, when you was in the hood, if you had a Sony Walkman that cost $50 or more, and that bad boy had a rewind button, oh, you was on and popping. That bad boy had a rewind button. If you didn't have to take the tape out, turn it around, fast forward it, turn it back around, because fast forward and rewound it on the other side, the woes of a Gen Xer. How y'all doing today, this Tuesday? Like, I'm so excited because this week is yet another week for the class that Miss Sherry is running, that I'm just doing light support for. But I'm so excited about it. I've been waiting on it all week. It's all in my calendar. Y'all just don't know. Who we got? What up, Demetrius? Hey, Malika. Hey, so what you saying? Sportman, we got AL. We got Miss Sherry. Carl for president. We got Miss Rita. We got Rob Carpenter. We got the Dr. Michelle. We got Marquise. We got Johnny Romaine. We got My Love is Divine. How y'all be? I be's fine. Guess what else we got today, y'all? Guess what else we got today, y'all? We got a chart. We got a chart. Hey, Red Stars, never trust a big, never trust a big, but that's why. They was on point though. You know, you can't just trust that. You can't just trust that. But today though, I'm putting the brothers up on some game. Today I'm putting the brothers up on some game because y'all have heard me talk about time, toll, trouble, and threat. And I've talked about, well, she's a threat, she's a threat, she's a threat. Well, today we're going to actually clarify what that really means in detail. So, ladies, you know, it might be a tough one for you. Maybe. Because at some point in time, every woman in here, even if she is a lioness, has been some kind of threat in some type of way. And we have to start acknowledging that. We have to start really acknowledging that part. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the likes up, everybody. We got 67 people. We got 39 likes. Let's get the likes up. Because we're going to talk about it today, y'all. We gonna get it. Hey, Talib. Hey, Mogul. So y'all brothers ready to be put up on game today? Hold on. This OBS is trying to do its thing, and I don't want it to. Look like it might be straightening itself out. Look like it might be straightening itself out. Let's get the lights up a little bit. Get the lights up a little bit, y'all. Okay. So, like I said, we have talked about time, toll, trouble, and threat, right? And I've said women are threats, all of this sort of thing. Thank you, Mogul, for the cash out. Women are threats, but I never have really broken it all the way down. Have y'all been wanting me to break it down? Because today, that's what we gonna do. The brothers gonna have some game today. Y'all been wanting me to break that on down. How many people have kind of secretly wondered, what does Crimson Cure mean by threat? Because I know it's been on somebody's mind. Because a lot of folks don't understand that. They know the threat kind of when they see it, but they don't know what to do about it, or they don't know what to say about it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all ready for the chart? We go into the chart. Simple chart. Here we go. The threat of black women. Black women, the gynocrats, who side with zaddy survivalism, aka feminism, support the threat narrative of black men. And as you can see, we got a smoking gun, and then we got the 10 life values as threats. Down at the bottom, you're gonna see something that I've been saying. By utilizing the original threat narrative since slavery, black women can control, quote unquote, black men and their value. Now, before I really delve into this chart and each thing, I want to talk a little bit about the threat narrative, okay? And what I mean by the threat narrative, because often on this channel I have mentioned that movie, The Birth of a Nation, from 1915, The Klansman, basically. And then you gotta wonder, the birth of what nation? With that narrative being introduced into the culture. And that narrative was the black man threat narrative. The black man is a threat. That was the narrative that was introduced into the culture, because it had always been introduced on the plantation. But once, you know, the movies began, they began to make movies. And of course, the first movies were black and white silent movies, because they had not perfected things like speakers and microphones. That threat was introduced into the mainstream of the culture, right? That everything that a black man was threatening to everybody else in the community. His personal community and the wider American community at large. The black man is always going to do something wrong. He's always going to commit a crime. He's always going to be unethical or immoral. He's always going to be illegal. All right? So this is the threat narrative. Black men in this country have been established as threats. And we know this to be true. The establishment of the black man as a threat is what gives rise to the Karens past and present. That's why Karening works so well. We got a word, Karening. That's why Karening works so well. Because black men are the inherent threat to everybody around him, no matter who he's around. He can be around his family. He can be around so-called friends, associates, work partners, whatever the case may be, or even just randomly out in the public, the general public. He's a general nuisance. He's a general threat. He's gonna do something. People can't trust him. People can't rely on him. You can only trust a black man to mess up somehow. You can only trust him to be some sort of predatory, you know what I'm saying, monster. That's all you can do. That's because that's all he gonna do. That's the threat narrative. Now, once that threat was introduced into mainstream culture, they set somebody in charge of black culture. Hey, Miss Beautiful. Hey, how you doing, Miss Danica? Glad to see you in the chat, sweetie pie. So they set somebody in charge of black culture after they introduced the black male threat narrative. Who did they put in charge of black people's culture? Who's in charge of the culture? Even to this day, who's in charge? Y'all tell it to me. Thank you, MB, for the Cash App, and BWO. Thank you so much. Who did they put? Thank you. Thank you. They put gynocrats in charge of the culture, of black culture. And then they made black culture of the utmost importance to black people and the identity of being black. So you have to understand how these things have been put together. They introduced black male threat as a narrative. Then they put the gynocrat in charge of the culture, where they introduced this narrative widespread in 1915 with the movie Birth of a Nation. The culture of black people have been so important to us because they convinced us that when they stripped us of our past cultures with our ancestors, that we could never have a culture of our own. So culture then became extremely important to the identity of black people. And what is in our culture? What is inherent in our culture? Struggling, victim mentalities, and having little to no self-worth and sense of value. That is integral to black culture. To the extent that black people will disown the blackness of another black person if they didn't struggle enough, if they don't have low self-value, low self-esteem, low self-worth, if they don't participate or have participated or want to participate in the most dysfunctional parts of us. If a black person has not done this, then their blackness is to be questioned. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong with that? Y'all know I'm telling the truth. So black women, the AKA the gynocrat, aka the hyena, aka the genetically modified female, shout out to Danica, has been put in charge of black culture. And what has she done? She has perpetuated the biological lie that was told about black men in that movie Birth of a Nation. That was a keystone turning point. All right, that was a keystone turning point in this country and how they saw black men as a whole. Because nobody could afford to see black men as human beings, as men. So Zaddy left the culture in the hands of his right hand. This chaotic little heifer, all she do is run amok through everything. She ain't got no order. She ain't got no system. She ain't got no structure. All she got is chaos and confusion. So that's what she has plunged the black so-called community into. A lot of chaos, a lot of confusion. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through these threats that black women nowadays pose in these relationships, no matter what kind of relationship really that you're having with her. But we talking specifically in, romantic relationships. So let's go back to my little new chart. Now, the first thing that we see is the spiritual threat. All right, I want y'all to put that in mind. We're talking about the spiritual threat. Now, the spiritual threat is when he's with a woman and due to his dealings with her, he begins to question or compromise his faith or his spiritual stance. His moral compass is negatively affected, and he just begins to question his integrity and everything. All of these things become compromised for him when dealing with her. He starts to compromise his principles as a man, the things that he has been living by as a man. Because he has been dealing with her, he now begins to compromise these things. Have y'all put a one in the chat if you was a man in just such type of relationship where you was with a woman and she had you doing stuff that went all the way against what you believe in and what you stand for? Thank you, Taboo Smash. Sending positive energy. Thank you, sweetie, because I need it. Put a one in the chat if you've been a man that's been in these type of situations and relationships with a woman that'll have you running around like a chicken with your head cut off, doing all kind of stuff that you said you would never do, stuff that you done stood firm against, stuff that you knew was wrong. And here she is, thank you, Talib, here she is, done got you caught up doing some foolishness in yourself, to the point where you looking at yourself in the mirror like, ain't you about boo-boo the fool? What is this woman doing to me? And a lot of times it be because she done whipped that thing on you. She done whipped that thing. She poisoned. She done disarmed you somehow. She got you going. She got you caught in her whirlwind of foolishness. She's evoking things within you, like your protection and your problem solving. She's evoking these things so that you can go ahead and try to make her feel some type of way. She got to feel comfortable. She got to feel good about what's going on. and all of that sort of thing. So it's got you messed up in the game. All up until all this time, you done stood for something. Now she got you falling for everything. You used to go to the masjid every day. She complained about that. She complained, I don't know why you gotta go to the masjid. Why you gotta go hang with them brothers? You know, we need you as a family. You know, got you thinking, well, man, you know, I do spend a lot of time, you know, with the brothers and stuff like that. Maybe I should come home and spend more time with her. Boop, that's a trap. That's a trap. That's a threat. And it shows up in her as recklessness and heedlessness. She doesn't heed your spiritual value. She doesn't take any note about what you consider to be important in terms of principles, in terms of what you stand for, in terms of what you're doing as a man. So what she'll do is she'll try to talk you out of it. She'll try to make it seem like, you know, you doing what you supposed to do for God and all that kind of stuff, but you neglecting me. And so how is it godly that you neglected me? She'll throw God in your face. This is how she become a threat to you spiritually. She'll throw your spirituality and how you see yourself in your relationship with the Most High. She'll throw that in your face. Yeah, she'll throw it in your face. If you know what I'm saying, read the Bible and stuff like that, you try to study and you try to get a good understanding, try to live your life like a righteous man, she'll even laugh at you about that. And this is the importance of getting a woman that is equally spiritually yoked with you. This is the importance of getting a woman like that. Because when a man get a woman that don't share none of his spiritual value, she just ain't there. She gonna try to pull you where she's at because it'll be uncomfortable for her to come where you are. She can't meet you where you are. She wanna try to get you to meet her where she's at. And usually she's in a lower spiritual position than you. So she'll try to laugh, you know what I'm saying? She'll try to mock, she'll try to make fun of your spirituality and how you approaching your relationship with your creator. That's what she do. So these types of women, this is the gynocrat. She's not going to try to remove them threats off the table. Why is that a threat? Because when you get in a relationship with her, this threatens the relationship. This threatens the integrity and the foundation of the relationship because you're trying to do one thing and she pulling another direction in the most fundamental way that she can pull in another direction that is spiritually going against you, going against everything that you believe in and got you trying to go against it too. I done seen plenty of situations, both Christian and Muslim, where the man trying to do what he know is right, what he believe to be right, and he get a woman and see, brothers, how y'all fall into it is you try to save her. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her because she don't want to be saved. She don't want to be saved. Gynocrats don't want to be saved. That's the number one thing brothers got to understand and realize. The gynocrats do not want to be saved. They want to extract from you the stuff that they think they need, but they don't actually want to be saved. Okay? They don't want you reaching down into their spirituality and elevating them because they on demon time. They ain't got time for all of that. You and trying to be godly. They ain't got time for none of that. They on demon time. They want to stay on demon time. Because demon time is fun to them. Demon time gets them, quote unquote, what they want. So that's how this is a threat to you. It threatens your peace of mind. It threatens everything that you got going with yourself. Because most people find their peace in their spiritual connections. And she's trying to disrupt that. Instead of God being your number one, she trying to be your number one. She's trying to be your God. Let's just break that down. She's trying to be your God. She's trying to be the head of your life. You know how they say, you know what I'm saying, in the church? That God is the head of my life. She want her to be the head of your life, because a gynocrat get offended when you tell her she ain't your number one priority. Gynocrats get offended by that. Thank you, Donovan Wood. So nothing but the truth being spoken. Thank you, sweetheart. See that? She trying to be your Lord. She trying to be your Lord and Master, not your Lord and Savior, because she ain't trying to save you either. She trying to be your Lord and Master. She's trying to be the one you come to for permission to do stuff. That you look to her before you do anything. You got to ask her what's going on. Got to make sure she all right. Got to make sure she straight. Got to make sure she doing this, that, and the third, and she doing good, and blah, 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 blah. Before you can't blow your nose without asking her, is it all right? When she say jump, you supposed to ask her how high. And so she get jealous of your relationship with God, because she know that if your relationship is if your relationship with the Most High is the most important thing to you, then she can't be the most important thing to you. And there are going to be things that she requests of you that if they go against your principles, you're not going to do it. So this is why she trying to get you out of that. She got to get you out of that, because it don't serve her. See, these is why these things that I'm going through are going to be threats, because a gynocrat puts these threats because they serve her. She not trying to serve you. The threat serves her. She's a self-serving, dirty, back-footed dirt scooper. And she don't care about whether or not you benefit at all. Matter of fact, she prefer that you don't. Because if you're not benefiting yourself, that means that's extra benefit that could come her way. So she ain't really tripping on what you get out of nothing. So just understand that. She ain't really tripping on what you getting out of nothing. Okay? And I need the brothers to understand that today. Okay? Them saying they gods and divas and queens, that's not a mistake. Those are all positions of authority. Goddess is being a deity. So that's what she want to be in your life, your deity. She wants you to fall into worship of her. Okay? That's what she's trying to do. Let's move on to the second one. The second one is the health threat. Okay? The health threat. That is your physical, mental, and emotional health. She can cause you death by proxy. She threatens you physically. She attacks you mentally and emotionally with gaslighting, abuses, different forms of abuses to you. And this shows up as her lack of discipline, because not only do she do them things, but she don't look out for her health or yours. Thank you, Renaissance, till she encounters a God. Right. You silly. Right. All right. So how does she threaten a man's health? She threatened it physically. And we've talked about these types of threats: death by proxy, violence by proxy. I'm going to call somebody on you. I'm going to get my brother on you. I'm going to get my daddy on you. I'm going to get my cousin on you. I'm going to call them Romans on you. I'm going to get you together. I'm going to feed you and your children any old thing to eat. So I don't care if you have heart problems. I don't care if you got kidney problems. I don't care if you get high blood pressure. I don't care if you suffer from obesity. I don't care if you suffer from diabetes type 2. I don't care what you suffer with. I I'm not going to make any changes or do anything that actually brings you health. So this is lack of discipline because she not going to do nothing to bring her health. That's why they so big and fat nowadays. Okay? That's why they cries and stuff like that for Lizzo with her little fat self. Because it ain't no type of self-discipline going on. They don't have no discipline. They're not going to take none from you. So there are different aspects of health. And like Father's Time just said, they running folks over out here in these streets. Oh, he cheated. So get into an argument and try to run you over with the car. Get into, I just read an article. It wasn't a whole lot of details to it. Well, a woman shot her husband. I think I told y'all about this. Shot her husband when the police came. You know what I'm saying? She had some lie concocted about what had happened. What had happened was, that was a lie. And before that man passed away, he told them police, he said, no, she killed me and she meant to do it. She meant to kill me. She shot me. So they have not released any type of information. I might try to check that story back up. See, can I find any more information? Thank you, ruminant ramen noodles and Vienna sauce. Yeah. Or just, a fast food every day. That's horrible too. Thank you, Quan Jeff. 80% of the women are obese. You way out of shape. She don't care if y'all have no heart attack. These females do not care if y'all drop dead. Do y'all understand me, brothers? I need to put y'all up on this game today. They do not care if you drop dead in where you stand. All she trying to figure out is what kind of benefit can she get after you are gone. Can she get your pension if you had one? Can she get any type of little money from your death? Can she get some type of come up from your sickness or your death? This is the health threat. Like I said, violence by proxy. She'll have you hurt. She'll have you set up. And don't care whether you make it out of that setup alive. All the while, she throwing it back on you. And done set you up with your ops. Too many black men have lost their lives being set up by a chick with his ops. And she be knowing them be his ops. She be screwing him and screwing his ops. Then she get the fade back in the background like she ain't do that. Like she didn't have nothing to do. It was just two monkeys going back and forth shooting each other. That's how they portray it. This is the black male threat narrative, that y'all are just violent on your own. She don't care, brothers. She don't care. She will sit back and play like y'all are just violent because y'all are violent little porch monkeys. One monkey stepped on the other monkey's tail. The other monkey got mad and shot him. But what she not gonna say is how she played into that and how she played them both against the middle. That's what she not gonna say. She not gonna say, well, I was dipping with this one, and then behind his back, I was dipping with his ops. And so in order to save me from getting found out, I made up some type of lie, whereas they could get caught up with each other. And once they get caught up with each other, I know a fight gonna break out. I know a shootout gonna break out. I know some type of trouble gonna break out. Then psychologically, this is a health issue. Thank you, Gallo. Psychologically, she's a threat. She gaslighting. Y'all been gaslit before? A chick come telling you some cockamamie story, trying to make you look like you crazy, trying to act like you don't know what's going on, and you know what I'm saying, why would you think that? Because see, the number one thing that she do, gentlemen, is that the gynocrat is gonna come to you as if she is harmless. This is her biggest threat. What did the devil do? The greatest trick the devil ever played, okay, is to convince people he didn't exist. The greatest threat that a gynocrat got for you is that she's harmless, she's innocent, she's naive. That's just what that gynocrat on that panel that I dissected yesterday, that's what she was trying to say. When they asked her, was it predatory for older men to go after these younger women, and she pulled the we harmless card. Women are naive, you know, they don't know no better about nothing, you know, they harmless, they just going about their little lives, they don't know anything about how the world works. How could she possibly be a threat? That type of thing. How could she possibly be? What could she do? She got to try to convince you that she would never harm you. That's a lie. Boop, it's cap. She got to knock it off. She got to knock that off. Today I'm going to let you know, brothers, that she got to knock that off. And how y'all can see this stuff. How y'all got to know this stuff. How y'all got to beware of these things that these gynocrats, these hyenas is scooping. Them back feet is working. And she's trying to convince you that all of that dirt you see behind her flying in the air ain't the work of her back feet. She's trying to convince you that it's just some prairie dogs behind her scooping up this dirt like this. That's what she doing. Meanwhile, them back feet is going, baby. All that dirt is from her. And then when you look and say, is you scooping all that dirt? Is that you? What dirt? You see some dirt? Girl, bye. If you don't knock all of that off, girl, bye. Nothing but them back feet is working. Ain't no prairie dogs behind you. Prairie dogs don't even like you. They think you stink. They don't come by you. So that's how I know it's cap. Okay? So these are threats. These are the threats that she has for your health, because she don't care nothing about your health. She don't care nothing about your life or your death. No, if she can't come up on your life or your death, you don't mean nothing to her. See, all of this stuff, what you'll realize is that the work of the gynocrat, the value system of a gynocrat, what's embedded in her value system is that you are worthless as a black man. And she got to prove you are worthless in every area of your life. That is why she is going through these threats the way that she is. Because she got to prove to you. She got to try to convince you that you worthless, you ain't worth nothing, ain't nothing going on with you. And whatever little piddling she get out of you is that's what she deserved. Because that's all you got. And the other thing that's happening here is that not only do she have to come to you as harmless, which is a threat in and of itself, she playing on the fact that men see women as harmless anyway. Generally speaking, naturally speaking, men do not typically see women as a threat to him. I'm 5'5". I walk into a room full of dudes 6 feet and over. None of them are shook. None of them are thinking she coming in here to really, you know what I'm saying, do something to us. She coming in here to do us. You feel what I'm saying? They're not thinking that. Now, if I was a 6'5" man, 245 pounds of muscle, now they getting on guard because you could be a threat. I don't know you, and I don't know why you here. Men see other men potentially as threats. They don't see women as threats, and this is why it's the biggest threat of all. because she coming to you like a meek little lamb, but she not a lamb. She worse than a hyena. Actually, she is a demon, come to take his very soul. Now, let's move on. We moving on. Moving on. Keep on moving. Don't stop. Keep on moving. Don't stop. No. Keep on moving. That was my jam. Keep on moving. Don't stop. No. Keep on moving. The family threat. Okay? What's her family threat? Divorces, alimonies, palimonies, child support, family court, taking your kids. Don't let you see your kids. Using the kids against you. Using them as a pawn. Ruining your connection and your relationship with your children. The destruction of your legacy. See, she don't care nothing about you or nothing that spring from you. Understand that. I need the brothers to understand. She don't care nothing about you or what come from you. In her mind, them kids belong to her. She had them. It don't matter nothing about your sperm and you got the spark of life or none of them. Because first of all, let me just harp on that for a minute. I'm going to tell you one reason why these gynocrats think these kids belong to them and why they think they make kids. Put a one in the chat if you want me to tell y'all why they think these kids really belong to them and why they think they the only ones make kids. I don't know what they think sperm do. Put one in the chat for me. I need a little bit of participation today. And I need the likes up. Come on, we got 164 likes. Come on, go out, click the like button, come back in, let me know. The reason why the majority of these gynocrats think that them kids belong to them is because they stupid, y'all. They don't have a good handle on basic human biology. These are the same people that call a tea party a woman. Then get mad when they show up in the women's area with a sling difference about 8 inches long. Okay? He ain't no woman. Well, you don't say. You was just at a rally talking about he was a woman. Now when he come through with that thing, thing. Now you scared. That ain't no woman. He was a woman an hour ago when you was on the internet caping. Let him go ahead and be a woman in the women's locker room. Don't be scared of that thing. You ain't scared of it. The way you gobble them down, you ain't scared of them. What, you don't think all the estrogen he took, you don't think you can take him, do you? So they don't have a good handle on basic human biology. They do not know that the male sperm holds the spark of life. You had the bang. Remember that whole conversation came up with the bang. And the iron bang. She got a bang. Okay? Sat up there and said women had the seed. How we got the seed and the egg? Then what do the men get? If women got the seed and the egg, what in God's green earth is men putting it in? How we gonna have the seed and the dang on egg? See, that's almost how you know. First of all, they stupid. Because the biology is bad, y'all. It's bad, y'all. This is grammar school. This is middle school biology now, y'all. This is not advanced. Now, I'm not talking about collegiate level biology here. You know it's basic. If they can teach that in grammar school in the hood, where I went to school, they taught you sperm, egg, you know, how that work. You know, just your basic biology, you know, nothing too major. These short bus shorties running around here, they short. These buses short, y'all. These buses is yellow. They maize gold, you know. They mustard. They on these mustard yellow short buses, not short, short. Y'all know down south, they don't say short, it's short. These some short buses. So this shows up, the threat of the family and what she does shows up as entitlement. See Dr. Dre and Nicole Young. It's entitlement. She's entitled. If it end up buffering, just refresh. If it end up buffering, just refresh, y'all. Thank you, Dark Power, for the cash out. So listen. She feels entitled. This shows up in a woman's entitlement. Thank you, Quan Jeff said wheels on the bus go round and round. Yeah. So you put your right foot in, you take your right foot out, bangs. Okay? Anyway, this shows up as entitlement. You never want to deal with a woman that feels so entitled to everything that you have. She just feels so free with everything that you got, everything that you work for. She don't turn down nothing but her collar. She entitled. If you are a man of means, if you are a man with money, or you just a generous-hearted man, watch how she move with you when you give her stuff. She may not even say a good thank you. I thank you. She feel entitled to it. Or she'll never turn nothing down. She'll never say, well, baby, that's all right. That's all right, baby. No. Oh, baby, you ain't have to do that. She'll never even fake that. Oh, no, that's out. She ain't doing that. She ain't doing that. She got her hand out so much like a cup. I don't think that these hyenas have ever heard the saying, beg and make folk hate you. Have any of y'all heard that saying? Because my grandfather used to say that all the time. Beg and make folk hate you. Because every time you come around, you got your hand out like a cup. And somebody's supposed to give you something, somebody's supposed to owe you something just because you there. This is the threat of family, because she'll destroy your family. She'll destroy family relations, not only between you and her and you and the kids, but she'll destroy your family relations between you and your extended family. Tell me about that. Am I lying about that, brothers? She'll do that. You know I love your mama. Can't stand your mama. She try to get you away from what she sees as your support system. Dr. Michelle. Dr. Michelle. If she has everything and doesn't need the man's sperm, she might be those special fish or special lizard impregnating herself. So ridiculous. Right. She got parthenogenesis going on. Boop. You ain't married. God ain't gonna put nothing in your womb worth nothing, because every time he puts something in your womb, you take it out. You gonna have Zaddy suck it out. Let's not talk about that. The threat of that. Matter of fact, let's talk about it. She will not only ruin the children she bring into this world, supposedly for you, she will kill the ones that you put in her and might not even tell you. She might not even tell you she doing that. Y'all ain't want me to touch that one, did you? She might not even tell you that she's doing that. She's so trifling as to tell you, and this is part of that psychological war, that health threat. Because you'll get her pregnant, she'll know you want them kids, and if you make her mad, she'll go to that abortion clinic and kill it. And then she'll come back to you a couple of weeks later and say, I killed your kids. You what? What you talking about? I was pregnant. Then I went through your phone and found out you was texting, who is Tanisha? So, I went and had them suckers sucked out of me. You ain't gonna put me with no babies and then be cheating on me. Tanisha is my sister. You just ain't never met my sister. What? That ain't sound like no sister to me. You know that's what they'll do. I done heard them doing it. I done heard these gynocrats do this stuff. I have heard these gynocrats do exactly that. I killed them kids. And you be trying to figure out what kids. Just like that bring me back to Godfather. And Kay told Michael, I think it was Godfather 2. And Kay told Michael she had been lying and said she had miscarriages. He came back and in an argument, and she said, I didn't have a miscarriage, Michael. I killed them. I aborted them because I couldn't bear to bring life into the back. She couldn't even finish that sentence. He turned her over that couch. He turned her over that couch and put her out and kept his kids. He kept them. And double dog dare her to come see him. She couldn't come on the compound grounds or nothing. Y'all remember that scene in Godfather 2? But anyway, this is the family threat. These are the threats that a gynocrat consistently presents and produces. Okay? She constantly has these threats going on because she wants to use these threats. Remember what I said yesterday. A gynocrat will never remove a threat off the table. In point of fact, she wants to add threats to the table. That's what she wants to do. There are no number of threats that's enough. She wants as many as that can fit on there. And she'll pile them to the ceiling if she can. Okay? So, are we ready to move on? I think I covered family pretty good. Because, see, it's a lot to unpack in these things. You see what I'm saying? But I'm trying to keep it moving. Don't stop. Keep on moving. Don't stop. No. We ready to keep on moving? She's a threat on your appearance value. Okay? She's a threat on the appearance. She will ruin your reputation. She have run around here having you looking weak instead of strong. Okay? She'll tell lies on you to other people to make you look a certain way in the eyes of those people. This shows itself with a hyena as her power struggle. When she challenges and power struggles against you, everything you say, she got a rebuttal. Everything that's going on, she's saying no. Everything that you want to do, she pulled the other way. Everything that you say, that she got a no in her mouth about it. She ruins your reputation in front of people. I have heard of married couples where an obvious hyena, and what she'll do is she'll tell the family that he touched his kids, and he ain't did no such thing. I know real life stories like that. She will lie on him to his family, to her family. Now to this day, I still don't understand the point of that. But it ruins his reputation in front of everyone. It lowers his value in front of everyone. It makes him seem like a worthless piece of scum. Remember, you can't forget what I said in the beginning. This is the black male threat narrative that she picked up from Zaddy. This is how Zaddy see black men, and this is how she moves in order to make sure that he remains in that light. She's never gonna not put him in that light. This is why we could not rely upon the Oprahs of the world and all of that type of stuff to try to, you know what I'm saying, make sure that the black male image was improved. She's never gonna improve your image because she's vested. She's invested in making your appearance be bad. She's invested in ruining all of your reputations. This is why these divestors and swirlers and all of these hyenas that's got these channels, this is why they always talking about black male violence against women, and a black woman die at the hands of a black man every 20 minutes and they beating on us. But you stay with them. You stay in their face. You stay getting pregnant by them, and you stay asking for protection from the same group of men that are these monsters that you trying to make them out to be. Thank you, Quan Jeff. Say that you are touching kids. They'll say that you are abusive. They'll put that out into the community that you are abusive. That you beats on them. That you controls them. That you control all their money. And you control every movement that they do. Brothers, y'all got to be able to understand how these threats manifest themselves. She's trying to ruin you. I need you to understand. Thank you, Artisan. I need y'all to understand that this is not by happenstance that she's doing this stuff. She's doing this stuff on purpose. The threat is on the table purposely. She's purposely pointing the gun at you at any time. She's purposely picking the gun up. Pew, 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 pew. Headshot. Boom. Headshot. Boom. Headshot. That's all she's doing. That's everything that she's doing. That's all that she's doing. She's going to continue to do this. This is why I said yesterday that black men desperately need their own media outlets. They need their own media platforms. They need to create media so that you guys can tell your own stories and don't rely on these gynocrats to tell your story, because they're not going to tell your story. They're going to tell Zaddy's story about you. They gonna tell Zaddy's story about the black male threat narrative. That's what they gonna say. Every time somebody asks a gynocrat about a black man, it's gonna be bad. But rest assured that black male media is coming by black men for black men. Because the A-Game family is going to make sure that black men in this space have that media. You just watch what I tell you. You watch what I tell you. I need you to be on the lookout. That's what I need you to do. Because we're going to right this ship. We're going to right this ship. She's never going to correct your appearance. Not in your personal life, not in the eyes of the general public, not in the eyes of her friends and family, not in the eyes of your friends and family. If she can make you look stupid, then that's what she gonna do. If she can make you look like a monster, then that's what she gonna do. Because it places her, you being in this constant situation of being a threat, places her in a constant position of being a victim. This is the reason why she can enact these threats all the time. Is because if she is a victim, then she actually can threaten you and no one will be the wiser because she's a victim of you. So anything that she do to you is just a defense against your inherent, quote unquote, and much greater, quote unquote, threat. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Brothers, I need you to tell me if you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth today. Okay? She's a victim all the time. This is why when people ask a woman and she say, if a man say, well, she did such and such to me, what's the first question they ask that man? If a man complain and say, well, no, she hit me, or she was cussing me out, or whatever, what's the first question men get asked? Put it in the chat. I know you know the answer because you've been asked that before. What's the first question? If you say, no, she did such and such to me, what's the first question they ask you? What did you do? Because the man is the automatic threat. The black man is the automatic threat. What you do to her? Because she's always a victim. No matter what she did, no matter how heinous, when we watch that video of that woman run that man over, he was dying. She took a fender off of the car, hit that man with it multiple times as he lay there bleeding out. And the most that people could do was not point out how much of a monster she was for killing that man in broad daylight in front of everyone. They asked, what did he do to her to make her do that? That was the question on everybody's table, on every gynocrat and every maggle. That was their first question. They never asked, they never stopped to say, no matter what he did, she's a monster. Nobody ever said that. Everybody who covered it, every gynocrat and every maggle that covered that story was like, well, what did he do? He must have did something to make her snap like that. Ain't no woman gonna just do that because women are never evil. That's the greatest trick the devil ever played. Is that he don't exist. The greatest trick that Zaddy got these hyenas playing is that they're never a threat to you. They would never harm you. Anything that they ever do is actually self-defense against you because women and can't do much. And they have to be pushed into a corner. And they have to be pushed to their wits' end before they do anything. And it's lies. It's cap. It's all lies. Every bit of it. Thank you, Herc. Walaikum salam. Every bit of it is a lie. Every piece of it is a lie. This is how they keep up the black male threat narrative. Let's move on. Because I only got a little bit more time. Let's move to this one. The dwelling threat. His home is not a safe space. His possessions are not safe from her. Okay? That's the dwelling threat. A gynocrat is going to make sure that even your home that you pay for is an uncomfortable, uneasy place to be. A place where you are not going to be able to put your guard down around her because nothing is safe. You are not bodily safe and your possessions are not safe. These are the hyenas that'll pick up and go through your phone when you in the shower, hoping to find some problems so she can make some problems. These manifest as control issues. When you meet a woman that's got a bunch of control issues, okay? When you meet a woman and she got a whole bunch of control issues, she want to know where you're going, what you're doing, who you're with, who you're talking to, where, and what time you gonna be back, what time you leaving, what time. See, she up to some shenanigans with that. She on some shenanigans with that. Them is shenanigans. Day in and day out. Nothing but trouble. It's nothing but trouble because she's looking for trouble. She's looking for a reason to enact a threat. She's looking for a reason to say, pew, pew, pew. She's looking for it. It's the gun right there and she looking for bullets. Period, point blank. That's what she's doing. When she go through your possessions, she digging all through everything, your emails, your text messages. She all on your social media. Who is this? What is this? Questioning you at every turn. These are her control issues. She wants to control your every move. She want to control what you say. She want to control the interactions that you have with other people outside of her. She want to tell you what kind of friends you can have and what kind of friends you can't. I don't like Dion. Who gives two shorts and curlies if she don't like Dion? Dion ain't never got to talk to her. Little do she know Dion don't like her. Dion done told you to leave her alone. That's probably why she don't like Dion. Dion probably turned her down when she tried to sneak behind your back and get a little piece of Dion. So that's why she don't like Dion. Because Dion can see her for who she is. Dion see her for her works. You understand what I'm saying? Because you always got that boy, one of your boys, see these chicks for their works. And if you notice, whichever friend you got that see right through these chicks, that be the very one them chicks don't like. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying about that. Y'all always got that one guy friend, your boy, that be like, bruh, no, bruh, no, you don't want to do that, bruh, no, not Shaniqua, bruh, not Shaniqua. Why not Shaniqua, man? You saw that thing? Yes, I saw it. I've had it. All right. Me, Jaquan, okay, Mike, and Sean. She'll pass around, bruh. Stop. No. But man, she just seems so, yeah, I know. That's why she got passed around. Because she nice. She nice with her. She nice with it. We know. This is why we telling you no. Because they know that you the one that want a relationship and she trying to finesse you about a relationship. Thank you, Men's Restoration Channel. Any female has control issues is dry snitching on herself. She guilty of some BS. Trust me. Yeah. Yeah. Because she monitoring you to make sure what she can get away with. That's the other side of that. You're not safe around her. You're not safe with her. Your possessions, your privacy, your sense of self is not safe with her. She will violate it at every turn. She will violate you whenever she get ready to. And you're supposed to deal with it. But see, now we got the vocabulary we ain't got to deal with. Let's move it on. Let's move it on. We got mobility threat. Mobility threat. Your network is connected. The people that you deal with in the community, she destroys these relationships. She's doing this, comes through as her superiority complex. See, what she's doing with this is she's trying to prove to you, brothers, that you ain't got no value nowhere. That it ain't just her that sees you as worthless. The whole world, everybody you deal with actually see you like that. She's trying to convince you that it's not just her. That she isn't the only one that sees your issues. She's trying to convince you by ruining these relationships. She gets into these conversations with people that you know. Whether they be close friends, business, or loose associates. And what she does is she gets into all of these people's ear the best way that she can, if she can. Because if she can do it, she will. Thank you, Jay. She gets into these people's ears the best way she can, or she'll get into somebody else's ear that has the ear of these people, even if she can't personally get close to them. And she will, again, this ties into the ruining of your relationship, your reputation. Just saying ill things about you. Just planting seeds. This is the seed planter. This is the seed planting hyena. A gardening hyena. She good in the garden. She gon' plant all the seeds about you. She gonna plant the seeds in the community about you. She'll do things like, if y'all have an argument and you walk out of the house, she'll follow you out of the house and loud talk the argument so the neighbors can hear it. Do you understand what I'm saying? If y'all are having an argument and you decide, you know what, let me get on up out of here for a minute, let me cool off, she's not gonna let you do that. Because she want everybody to know how, quote unquote, wrong you doing her. So she may do something like yell it out of the window. She may do something like follow you out, you know, and get such and such, whatever the argument was. And she'll say something that is, you know what I'm saying, very damaging to you. Whether it's true or not, the truth doesn't matter here. She just want to plant the seeds in everybody's mind. She especially does this. When she knows that you have good standing in the community with friends or with business or with different associates and different people. If she knows that you have a good standing, she will try to ruin that. Okay? I need the brothers to understand what we're doing today. This is manifesting as her superiority complex. She's trying to prove that she's better than you and that everybody else is better than you. What do these hyenas on YouTube try to do? Prove that every other man is better than a black man. Even the women are better than the black man. Trying to prove, busy every day, trying to prove the worthlessness of a black man. Trying to prove they ain't no good. Trying to prove they don't got nothing. Trying to prove they don't do nothing worth anything. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to run and get me a little cup of water to parch the old throat. And I want you to get you some water, get you some popcorn. We going to finish the rest of this list. We ain't got too much more to go. And then we're going to wrap it up soon. Un momento, por favor. I'll be back. I'm back. We back. I had to give me some good old water. Y'all know how I do. All right. So the next thing, this one is a big one. We jumping right back into it. And thank y'all for hanging around. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But what's the next thing? The education threat. The education threat. Now, this threat is unique. And this some good purified water too, because I got a purifier. The education threat is unique. And the reason why the education threat is unique is because she threatens this when you are boys. She doesn't wait until you're her boyfriend or her little man or whatever. She is threatening you this way as a boy. And how is this a threat? She won't support your education as a child. She will not support you. She will not help you through school. She will not encourage you. She will not set you up in the best possible situations so that you can get the most out of your education. She will enroll you in any old she will enroll you in any old little hood school. She don't care about the quality of your books. She don't care about the quality of your teacher. She don't care about the quality of the curriculum. She doesn't look into the curriculum. She does not help you buy even the school supplies that you really need. She buy the basics. Them little 89-cent folders that be in Walmart, them little 40-cent paper folders, she'll buy you a gang of them. Then she'll buy you 1 or 2 little old scrawny little packs of paper, and it only be like 150 sheets for all year. Or she thinks she done did something if she buy the 500 sheets, but you be done used all that paper because you're doing your work. Hey Nerdine, it's been a long time since I seen you, sweetie. Said Kendra, you right, my ex-wife did the same thing to me when she brought her new fiance to my job to fight me, and it cost me $60,000. Wow. Wow, bruh. Wow, brother. Let's talk about the educated Lane and the Pookie and Ray Ray. Here's one thing that I wish that y'all brothers would stop doing. I really, really wish this. If I don't ask y'all for nothing else, here's what I really wish that y'all would do as my brothers. Cause I love you and I care about you and I want to see better for you. Could y'all stop referring to y'allselves and each other as Pookie, Ray Ray, and Educated Lane? Can y'all stop doing that? I need y'all to not do that. I really, really need y'all to not do that. And the reason that I need y'all to not do that is because that is a gynocratic division that they put between black men to divide y'all among each other based on some stuff that she put in motion. The brothers that you call Pookie and Ray Ray that's behind in school and this and that, it's they mama. That started when they were young. That wasn't just a decision that they made one day, all of them just to say, I'm not going to be nothing. She would not support him when he was too young to support himself. So he lost interest in going to school. There's nothing wrong with his intelligence level. Which is why he can go out in the street and do something and make something move, something, shake something. Because he's not stupid. But he lost interest because there was no support system. Everybody don't have that kind of drive where you can just do anything without no support system. And I wish that my brothers would get out of that mindset, because when I'm going to tell y'all something, brothers, what the lionesses see. What we see when y'all accuse each other and say that about each other and deride each other about, well, you were educated lane, well, you was a pookie and you this and you that. Okay? What we see is internalized black male misandry. Y'all have internalized the gynocratic thought pattern. Y'all have internalized the gynocratic based black male threat narrative about yourself and about your brother. But what I urge my brothers to do, what I urge you to do, and this is just my insight as a lioness that I'm giving my brothers. Please stop. Please, I'm begging. Thank you, Scorched Earth. Please stop referring to each other by these gynocratic terms. And recognize when you've internalized that black male misandry, when you've internalized the black man is a threat narrative. If he come from a certain demographic, he not a good guy, or he can't be. Okay? Y'all are better than that. My brothers are better than that. And you're more intelligent than that. You can see these things. And I need my brothers to keep these things at the forefront of their minds. It's a gynocratic division based in a hyena's unwillingness to support black men when they are boys at the educational level. She won't support you. And so therefore she helps to create the two sides. And then she sit back and she'll pitch you against one another, when the reality is you don't necessarily gotta be against one another, especially based on such a flimsy gynocratic superficial surface kind of thing, where based on where he's from the hood, so he gotta be nothing, and this black man is from the suburbs, so he's automatically better. See, we can't do that. Exactly, Chronicles. See, the gynocracy don't care if you a so-called educated lane or a Pookie and a Ray Ray. They don't like none of you. You still a black man in the gynocracy. You gonna get treated like a piece of dirt. Neither one of you hold no value. The so-called street dudes and Pookies and Ray Rays getting these little busted boxes out here is not no privilege. But see, the hyena threatens her son. She threatens you as a young boy by not supporting you in the best way possible where it concerns your education. Because the best way to keep a people oppressed is to keep them dumb, to keep them unknowledgeable, to withhold information from them, to withhold knowledge from them. And this is what she helps the state to do. She helps the state to withhold knowledge when you are young, so that if you want knowledge, you have to struggle and scrape for it and try to find it where you can. Are we tearing down this foolishness today? manifest it as her superiority complex because she wants to be superior to you. See, even back on the plantation, they would educate that hyena, but they wouldn't educate you. She could be taught how to read, but they wouldn't teach you nothing. This is why these hyenas, one of the first things that they say to try to put you down is they'll talk about their little basket weaving degree that they got. Rarely do black women have degrees that really push forward an industry or are in industries that are really progressive and really, you know what I'm saying, STEM and things of that nature. And a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, when they gynocrats didn't even do all that much work to get the little degrees, they skimmed and scammed and, you know, slored their way to some grades, what they did. So she's trying to show her superiority over you. Even when you're young, she's trying to establish that the gynocrat is better than you. That's what she's establishing. That the gynocrat is better than you. She's better than you because she is an extension of Zaddy and he's better than you. That's where that comes from. All right, let's move on. The next one is profession threat. Thank you, C. Trying to get you fired, coming up to your job, arguing just like the brother Nuruddin said. Coming up to the job, trying to ruin everything that you built business-wise, career-wise. Trying to just get you out of whatever you've accumulated or whatever status you've achieved. Try to get you thrown out from that. This is the threat that a gynocrat will wield on you. We see this even with, we see this with celebrities. Shaking celebrities down, saying that he did something to me, blah, 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 and get him fired off the NFL, get him fired off the NBA, get him put off the team, get him suspended, whatever the case may be. Exactly, Father's Time. So look how many pro football and basketball players had the career ruin. Yeah. And she don't go for no criminal case. She want a settlement. That's when I give gynocrats the side eye. Thank you, J.O., for the cash out. Just trying to ruin you. Cosby is a good example. Just want to ruin you. Just see a man too big for his britches, so to speak, and they got to bring you down a peg or two because, again, within the gynocracy 101, black men are worthless. You're worthless. And she got to be able to prove this to you over and over and over again in the key areas of your life. This is why we broke them down according to the 10 life values, because it's in key areas in your life that she's attempting to ruin you. The threat is always there. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is leisure threat. We almost done. The leisure threat. Restricting him by tying him up unnecessarily. He can't enjoy his life. He has to go in isolation away from her. The man cave. He got a drink before he come home. Excuse me. He got a drink before he come home, and he got to seclude himself in the basement and all this other kind of stuff. If the relationship breaks up, then his movement gets restricted. He can't enjoy his life because she in his pockets. She got him caught up in child support court, so he can't travel or he might even be needing to travel for work and stuff like that, and he'll be restricted in that manner. He can't take care of his life. He can't take care of his business. He can't take care of himself and just enjoy any part of his life where she's not trying to make it just a living nightmare for him. She's trying to make his life a nightmare so that he can't get no rest. Thank you again, Nurdine. Said also, don't let them see you move on without them to someone new, especially if they see you with another woman on Facebook having fun. Yeah. So they don't want you to enjoy any part of your life. They want all your life to be miserable. If they try to make your life miserable, they need all of it miserable. They don't need you to get no good night's sleep or nothing like that. I'm telling you, brothers, they don't want to see no good for you. They don't want to see any good for you. Period. And last but not least is the wealth. I know you brothers know about this one. The wealth threat. She messes with your money. She messes up your money. She spins real crazy. This shows up as a woman's consumerism. Her materialistic mindset. These are the ones that's busy getting the bag. They pay no heed to what you do to get the bag and how much BS you got to go through to get this bag. She don't care nothing about none of that work you doing. Nothing. You give her a little credit card and you set her up with a little account. You put some stacks in there. You figure it'll hold her over, and every week all them stacks is gone. All the time, her credit card is at its limit. You look at the little notice and stuff like that. You go to Credit Karma just to check your credit. Just every once and again. Good people who are financially and fiscally responsible know they credit score at all times. So you go over there, you look at your credit score that went down 20 points. And you get to looking at how my credit score, what hit my credit? What hit my credit? I know ain't nothing, I ain't did nothing. No, all them cards paid off. This say my credit card usage is at 40%. And when I took a look at the balances, that card that I gave this heifer is at the credit limit. I gave her just the one with a $7,000 limit. I figured it wouldn't be that bad. I gave her the little card. I gave her the little card. Feel what I'm saying? I ain't give her the black card. I gave her the little Discover card. You know what I'm saying? It's tan. You feel me? It's tan. It was tan. I had a little design up on there. And I figured, what I'm saying? It had a little cute little design, what I'm saying? It was some maroon on there. little logo on there. And it didn't have nothing but a $7,000 limit. You know, that was the little card. And you mean to tell me this wench got this card? This card been on credit limit been there. Come on. How many cycles has it been at its limit? She ain't even paying it down with the money that I'm putting in the account. She don't care nothing about how she spend the money. She gets into accounts and she messes around with your money. She might even be stealing your money, siphoning your money out little by little to where she hope you don't catch it. She hope you don't notice that she's doing that. She hope you don't notice that she taking your money and giving it to her gynocratic mama. Okay? That's what she hope you don't know. That's the part that she hope you think she buying bags and shoes. But she giving your money to her mama that she know you don't like her mama. And she running around here handing out your money to her mama after you expressly told her not to give your mama nothing out of your pocket, because you don't like her mama. I'll fix him. This is the wealth threat. The threat of taking all of your wealth in a divorce. Ruining all that you build. Trying to mess your credit up. Trying to mess your money up. Thank you, Chano. Say I had a joint account with an ex. She created a balance of negative $16.75 a week before we broke up on purpose. This is the threat I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. The brothers know what I'm talking about because y'all live through this stuff. So y'all understand the threats that I'm talking about. This is why this was so important today. Thank you, Angela. Running through your money. Spending like she ain't got no sense. Doing it on purpose to see when you replenish it. And just not say nothing and just let her do whatever. Then she'll squawk and cry if you start restricting her. If you start saying, you don't know what to do with credit cards, so you don't get no credit card. Matter of fact, you cannot have access to that account anymore. I'm going to put all your money on a cash app. And not connected to no bank or nothing. So whatever money on that cash app, that's your money. And when you're out, you're out. Don't ask me for no more before I give you your next allowance. You'll be out. You'll just be out. Exactly. Dr. Michelle said your husband's money is sacred. His spiritual value causes him to answer to God about this money. And all she want to do is dishonor it and him. Exactly. That is the gynocratic threat. Thank you again, Nurdine. So now the exes and ex-wife have a total combined debt of over, wow, that's almost $1 million in debt. And now they're sending me that big head. Say, oh yeah, I wouldn't answer that. Maybe with a laughing emoji. Yeah, BK, prepaid debit like a teenager since she don't know how to act. And going back to what Dr. Michelle said, she's exactly right. Because a man with proper spiritual value, his money is the making of his money. I'm gonna say this. The making of that money and the spending of that money is an act of worship. Let me say that again. For a man of spiritual value, the making of that money and the spending of that money is an act of worship. Or it can be an act of disobedience to the Most High, depending on what he does with it and how he makes it. As a lioness, what we understand about the threat, and I'm going to make a video about lionesses and these threats. What we understand about the wealth threat is a couple of things. Number one, do not be greedy with that money. Suffice and be content with the money that he shared with you and how he chooses to share that wealth with you. Do not become a spendthrift or someone who recklessly spends money without any heed. What a lioness understands is that I cannot usurp his money, even if I think I'm doing something good with it, without his permission and his knowledge about this. Because without his permission and without his knowledge, I'm essentially stealing money from him. Okay? So, like I said, I'm going to make one for the lionesses because we only covered this from a gynocrats point of view, how the gynocrats operate with these threats. Okay? Thank you once again, Nerdine. So you got that right. I wish I could tell you if you put the StreamYard up, but my ex-wife is over 300,000. I say to her no and run away. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, run away from that. Yeah, they won't. But we're gonna cover this from the lioness's point of view, but not right now because I actually have to go. But before I go, wow, y'all brothers, I know y'all brothers got some tails, but this barn burner today was brought to you by A-Game. This is not a threat, okay? This is a male herbal solution. 21 wonderful, effective herbs that addresses a man's vitality, his energy, his strength, and his libido by addressing his blood circulation, right? So if you want to be part of the A-Game family, and I know all of you in here do, right? Even if you're a lady, you want your man to become part of the A-Game family. It's a simple thing to do. All you got to do is go into my description box. The link is there all the time. Hit the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10, Kendra, the number 10. And you can have this box of greatness on its way to you ASAP. The product is A1. The service is superb. All right. So I'm sure that your experience all around is going to be a 5-star experience. Okay. So hurry up, click down in the description box and get your box of greatness, aka A-Game. Okay. And I want to thank everyone for coming through, for your super chats, for your cash apps, for the wonderful conversation. And just let me drop some game on y'all today, okay? So with that being said, I am going to wrap this up and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.